This is Phillies Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance on a Sunday afternoon following a 5-4 Phillies win. Ricky Vitalico, Ben Davis, I'm Michael Barkan. And ladies and gentlemen, this is your 2026 Philadelphia Phillies. This is how they win games. More often than not, 18 one-run wins, most in baseball. Unfortunately, it's the way they lose games as well sometimes, 40% of the time or so. But today, Ricky, Bo, and Ben, they win games like this. And you said, give the gift to Ronnie Mauricio. He swings at the 10th pitch that, I don't know if it would have been a ball, but it was up there in the zone.
But the whole point is it doesn't matter if it's a ball. You have to, especially if your name's Ronnie Mauricio, which brings up the whole case of Andy Green, the interim manager. Why did we not see Francisco Lindor? Think about this. If that was flip-flopped, what would we be talking about today?
Where's Lindor?
We would be talking about that spot in the lineup. I mean, it was a huge spot for Orion Kirkring, and I'm not kidding here. I gotta believe he's like, whew, thank goodness he swung at that pitch because I'm not throwing strikes today. I mean, that's a gift. And you know what? The Phillies did what they needed to do in this game. You know what? The Mets left a lot of guys on base. Schwarber came up with a huge home run in this game. This is, I don't care if it's a one-run game or a 10-run game. The Phillies did what they needed to do to beat the Mets, per usual.
And 5-2 on the road trip, Ben Davis. That's pretty special to go down to D.C. and up to New York and take 5 out of 7.
It's very special, and maybe the ugliest 5-2 road trip. But I'll take it that I've ever seen. And I think Ricky said Mets left a lot of guys on base. Maybe understatement of the year. 2 for 16 were the Metropolitans with runners in scoring position. 2 for 16. They left 14 people on base. How do you do that? Well, we've seen the Phillies do it a couple times this year, but you know what? The bottom line is they got out of New York, where it's been a house of horrors for them over the last couple seasons. They get out of there with a series win, and 5-2 on the road trip. Tip your cap to them in the fashion that they did, especially in D.C. with the comeback wins. But another big comeback win today. Nice to see Schwarber get his 30th.
When he throws his fastball, it's more of a recoil and a stop. I think if he would continue to follow through with his fastball, I think that would make his location a lot better. I was really putting my mind to this, and I kind of watched him today. And the one thing you'll notice on those changeups, that sweeper, he's coming all the way through. He's getting a good finish on it. On the fastball, he's almost stopping, like right when at release point.
But Ricky, isn't that just a matter of bending your back and getting the release point?
It's literally just getting out in front.
Yeah.
When you look at the way he pitched, and I asked you both in the pregame show, is he a guy who now has won, 8 of his last 9 starts have been 2 runs or less, 1 run today? Is he a guy you can depend on now, Ben?
Well, yeah. I mean, I've always thought you could depend on Jesus Luzardo, especially since he came here. I've always liked his stuff. I liked his stuff in Oakland. I liked his stuff in Miami. But now that he's gotten to Philadelphia, he does seem to be a little bit more refined. And a 3.88 ERA, yeah, I think you can depend on him, Michael. That's pretty darn good.
3.88 ERA. What's his manager have to say? Here's Don Mattingly in Queens.
Yeah, a lot. Zeus today, obviously we had traffic, him getting kind of battling, getting out of that all day long. Used a lot of pitches to get there through 5, but did a nice job of hanging in there for me. The one inning that kind of, once they get the 1, I think in the 5th, he could get out of that jam. Then we get 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. I was hoping that didn't come back to haunt us, but we got through that. And then obviously Schwarber with the big, obviously the big home run there was, and then holding on out of the pen. Kirky, traffic, Alvy traffic. It was just traffic all day long.
It's almost impressive. Duran can not have control, but still didn't really get into that much trouble in the 9th inning.
Yeah, his stuff is so good. It moves all over the place, so he's a tough guy to hit. So you're getting counts and able to still get the outs, which is huge.
Luzardo's pitch count really swelled there in that 5th. Was this a day you could have used the 6th? Because with Keller out, you're kind of undermanned.
A little bit. You always like, if you can get through that 6th, depending on how your bullpen is, it's always nicer to get kind of your back end guys in good space. Yeah, so it would have been nice, but it was one of those days. Sometimes you use pitches to get through. They had traffic. He had to get out of some stuff. all day long, it seemed like.
On this trip, the bullpen gave up some leads, but the offense late was just incredible. The amount of home runs, the amount of runs. I mean, what does that just tell you about this team?
Well, I don't know what it tells us, honestly, but it's good to see that we keep going, like even losing the lead there and coming right back and getting it back. And really, there's been times where our bullpen and starters have been unbelievable, and we weren't scoring a lot of runs, winning some close games. Lately, we've been able to put some runs up. I'd like to see us tack on more when we get that 3-run lead to be able to try to tack on. I'm sure we're trying to tack on, but it would be nice to tack on. But that's, like it's both ways, right? There's going to be times the bullpen's carrying us and the starters. There's going to be time where it scores some runs. Hopefully there's going to be times we're catching the ball and making plays. So whatever it takes to get a win. And obviously it's nice to win a series. It ends up being a really good trip for us. I think 5-2 would have still been an okay trip at 4-3, but it feels a lot better at 5-2.
Kyle's now the first to 30 home runs. Just how impressive have these few months been from him?
Yeah, it's been fun to be on this side of it, to see this, and he's amazing in the way he does and how he does it. So yeah, it's good he's on our side.
He seems to be getting better as he gets older. I mean, how tough is that to pull off?
How old is he?
33.
Oh, he's young. You're a kid. So yeah, I think you see it in different times with guys that just their approach gets better. They know who they are. They know what they want to do. I think you see guys getting better late more now than in the past.
Surprised Lindor didn't get in?
I mean, we thought he was, there were some spots, but obviously we don't know the situation. I know he's coming off the IL. We've had guys that were just hard down. We're not going to use them. I don't know what their situation is.
You've watched be around a lot of power hitters in your day, playing, managing, coaching. Kyle leads all major leaguers now with 30 homer seasons, active major leaguers. Like, just where does he rank for you amongst the guys you've been able to play with and manage and interact with?
I don't know if I've seen anybody quite like him. He's a little different than guys I've played with. It's a different time with more strikeouts, damage, walk. But he's amazing in what he does, and it's obviously good to see.
He sure is amazing. Talking about Kyle Schwarber, we'll talk Schwarber in just a few moments. One of those days, says Don Mattingly, the fact that they win on one of those days, what's it say about this team, Ricky?
It says that they're a good team. It says that the competitive nature of Major League Baseball is kind of all over the place, too, because if you don't play a good game as a Major League team, you expect to what? You expect to lose. And instead, the Phillies are turning that around. They're winning games. I mean, you can go as far as watching the bullpen today. It was torturous. It really was torturous. But you know what? You think about what the Mets did. I mean, you just smile. You look at it and say, you know what? We're a lot better than that team. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. When you look at Alvarado, he gets a couple of quick outs, and all of a sudden, there are guys on the base paths. Kerkering was a real nail-biter that he manages to get out of, and that would have been the crux of this game.
Yeah, I think you're looking at it, these guys found ways to get out of those situations. With Kerkering, he was all over the place, but, some, for lack of better terms, some dumb hitting on the Mets' part.
I'll say it's stupid.
It was just not smart, not intelligent hitting, let's put it that way, by the Mets. Going up there and swinging, I mean, I think Kerkering, unfortunately, was at that point where if you didn't swing, he was going to walk you. But yet he still found a way to get it done. I love to see that. Alvarado was pretty sharp, and then he ran into it with 2 outs. I just look at this as one that the Phillies stole. They flat out stole this game. Why Senga was still in there to face Schwarber, I have no idea. Why they didn't go to Weaver? Why didn't they go to Williams? I mean, that's a lockdown bullpen. Brazoban, another guy that's lights out. Those 3 guys should have been in that ball game. They had the lead. They never came in. They gave it to the Phillies. But, I think you're looking back on this, a big hit there by Schwarber. Can you imagine? I know Dave Dombrowski took a lot of criticism over the winter. Oh, it's the same team. He's bringing back the same guys. Can you imagine if they didn't sign Kyle Schwarber? Can you imagine if we were seeing this with another ball club, how ticked off we would be?
Yeah.
They'd say, oh, he's got 30 home runs. Why didn't they sign him?
Yeah.
Well, they did sign him. They got him for 4.5 more years. So I tip my cap to Dave Dombrowski and John Middleton for going out and re-signing this guy, because where would the Phillies be without him?
Yeah, we would have felt how the Giants felt watching Saquon Barkley run right through everybody
doubt.
on the way to a Super Bowl title. That's how we would have felt. But he signed. He is the Phillies, and he did his job today and then some.
Other thing is Senga shouldn't have been in that game at that time.
Yeah.
Nope.
Here's the home run leaders presented by Petro Home Services, your local HVAC pros. Kyle Schwarber atop, because I'm just saying Petro Home Services, your local HVAC pros, home run leaders. Schwarber's got 30. Yordan Alvarez, Hunter Goodman, and Byron Buxton. What are the chances that Buxton ends up a Phil? Say
0.
Say good.
No, 0.
He's got a no-trade clause.
He doesn't.
Okay.
He said he wants to
doesn't.
stay there.
Byron, what do you say? You want to come over?
Here's the problem. He doesn't want to go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it has like family roots, ties there right now, that he just doesn't want to leave.
Yeah. Kyle Schwarber on pace for 58 home runs at this point in the season.
That ain't good.
And that's pretty good. And he's batting .256, which would be his second highest batting average of his illustrious career. So he's doing it all ways. And then he gets on base by the walk, too, which I love. Good eye.
It's not just that. He's a hitter. He understands what he needs to do. You know what's great? He understands the situation. I mean, you look at a couple of the games in Washington, what he needed to do. He needed to get on base. A base hit the left. All of a sudden, boom, home run. It's 2 runs. You're up by a run. He knows the situation.
Yeah, as I said, he's the rock of this team. He's the glue of the team, the rock of the team. He proves it today. Yet again, here he is in the clubhouse in Queens.
It's a good question. You know, it was funny. I was saying I remember the first time I hit 30 home runs in 2017, and you know, I always felt like that was kind of like a cool number that you want to get to, and you know, very fortunate to get to this point this early, but you know, it's not something that I truly focus on. I think it's just more the fact of trying to take care of bats, having, you know, quality at bats, and trying to help any way possible those guys on the field and help them win.
Not just the milestone, but also what it did for the game.
Yeah, definitely a big home run there. You know, it was kind of that spot where they take the lead, and they got a little bit of the momentum going on their side, and Crawl does a great job, starts it off. You know, he's been doing a really good job of working every single day in the cage, and I feel like he's making some really good adjustments and gets it going there, base at the left field, and then just able to get the momentum right back. And you know, there were some opportunities after that you know, we did a really good job of just killing that chaos and really just bearing down the moments and getting some big pitches and some big outs.
What's the approach there against Senga? Are you just trying to kind of extend the at-bat and get a fastball there?
I mean, at that point, where it's pretty much just try to put it in play. I mean, you're just trying to get to a pitch in the zone and put it in play. Like, he's got a wide variety of pitches and kind of different extremes of velocity, so it's more just trying to stay as simple as you can. It's no real, you know, look for this, look for that, look, you know, whatever it is. It's more just trying to really simplify the approach and trying to stay in the zone and just, you know, whenever that ball does come, you know, try to put it in play.
So much on this trip, so much late offense to come back when you're down. Is that a sign of a veteran team? Is that just a sign of a team that never thinks they're out of it? What's your read on that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a combination of all. You know, I've always felt like before we've done a really good job of being in striking distance when we've been down in games, not just this year, but in years past that I've been here. That it's just like it always felt like that we were, you know, if we were in those close games, it always felt like we were one hit away or whatever it is in those situations. But also too, to have the experience in that and to know that you know, we have experience in games of, you know, not feeling like, you know, we need to make things happen. This keeps staying with the approach, keeps staying with the plans, and good things happen there. That's key to go back and rely on whenever things you do find yourself in those situations again later on down the road.
There's some disappointment, I guess, among fans that you're not starting in the All-Star game. Is that something that you focus on, or Are you competitive about things like that?
I mean, I would say competitively, sure, but those aren't things that are in my hands, right? Like I want to come here and I want to play, and I want to play baseball games for the Phillies and try to help the team win. And sure, it would have been cool to start, but obviously, there's a guy that's a pretty good ball player there too starting. So, it is what it is, not in my control, but just want to keep trying to find a way to help this team win.
You got to take a strike or maybe 2 strikes in those situations.
And that's going back to 1874, worst swing he's ever seen. Your thoughts, Ben?
No, I mean, you find ways to win, and you take advantage of your opponent's mistakes. And I heard you just say, Michael, that the Phillies have 18 one-run wins. You know what that's a lot better than? 18 one-run losses.
Yeah.
That is true.
Or half
Well
of those
done.
wins being losses.
I'm just saying, they're finding ways to win.
Nostradamus.
Certainly, Jesus Luzardo did that today. Does not get the win, but he pitched 5 fairly strong innings. Here's Zeus in the clubhouse.
Kind of getting through that long fit thing, there's a reacher point where you're just like, with the pitch count, you just got to get through the rest of that inning and keep that lead intact.
Yeah. I knew the pitch count was getting up, especially after the last 2. And my only focus was limit the damage, find a way out, and we'll worry about next inning, after it. But, just definitely trying to, in, damage limiting mode there.
What do you think of the Kyle Schwarber show?
I mean, it's incredible. After last year, I didn't think, it was easily topped. But, he just keeps making it seem easy. He just goes out there and, the way he goes about his business, the way, he studies, the way he works. It's not a surprise, but it's just, it's remarkable to see.
What's difficult when you're facing him? What specifically is tough about him?
Schwarber?
Yeah.
He was tough for me. He had a home run off me back in the day, and it just feels like he covers a little bit of everything. He's really smart. I feel like, he knows the pitcher. He knows what they're thinking, what they're gonna throw. He kind of goes along with them, and what makes him the best is that when he gets his pitch, he doesn't miss it. So,
How would you sum up the road trip? A lot happened on this trip. How would you sum up this road trip for you guys?
Yeah, Washington was incredible, and then we came here and took 2 from the Mets in a place that's been tough for us to play. I think it was a really positive road trip. I think the offense really came alive a lot of the times, and we pitched pretty well. So I think that we're firing on a lot of cylinders, and we just got to keep it going.
Did you feel like, not had to win, but a win today makes the trip 5-2 rather than, it would have been a good trip at 4-3, but a win today really kind of puts the trip over the top? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, in the long run, it's just another game, but yeah, I think anytime we could scratch out more wins, it works in our favor, and we're just playing some good baseball right now. So every day, day in and day out, no matter who we're facing, we're trying to, get a win.